Oh, okay. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the post-game show for this week's episode of the NoDQ.com Wrestling Trivia Challenge. I am, of course, your post-game host, Jeff Meacham, joined by the mouse himself, and, of course, by the reigning, defending, undefeated, undisputed for over 1,100 days. My God. And your host for WTC every week, Greg Cherry. You know, this is the first time in a while we were able to sit here and watch the entire match together as it aired. And I have two things to reinforce as I do every week. Number one, I'm glad I'm out of this damn tournament. Number two, Scott God is my spirit animal. Because not only did he answer the questions that I answered, but he answered them the way I answered them. Like, it was just like it's like I was freaking like marionetting him throughout that. He mentioned Doink and Brother Love on that question that I mentioned. He had an earlier one I said the exact same way. I'm like, dude, he better win this thing, or I'm gonna look like a jackass putting my money behind him at this point.
Yeah, I mean, Scott got as a force. I mean,
yeah,
he won the bump tournament. Like,
yeah.
Obviously, I didn't cover it in the portion of the show because it was taped beforehand,
right?
But it's Scott Gata is a beast. I mean, he's a former Talkamania Trivomania champion. He won it over there. He has the potential this Wednesday on the bump to become the WWE Trivia champion. It very well could happen. Now, I really don't know a whole lot about Mike Brown's ability,
right?
But it remains to be seen how strong he in fact is as far as WWE trivia goes. Now,
yeah, I honestly, it's like, again, I don't know who Mike Brown is. I haven't been able to watch the whole way through, but I do know that if anybody's up against Scott and doesn't know pretty much every damn thing about every damn thing, or at least a general idea where he can hit it in the ballpark of it, nobody's touching him for the next few weeks, whether it's on theirs or ours, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, he said it himself. He sponsors it out of his ass. He didn't even know himself he knew.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's where you know you're A, obsessive fan, and B, you know your shit, because you don't even know you know it, and it's just sitting back here. Oh yeah, that's right, I knew this. There you go. Like,
which
you be able to do that.
Speaking of that very thing, tonight on Combat Wrestling Trivia,
right,
which is actually immediately after this show at 7:00 over on the Combat Wrestling Trivia channel, my match with a tournament competitor, JPO, Jordan Owens, airs. And since you mentioned pulling stuff out of your ass for questions, I pull something out of my ass that I didn't even know existed.
Wow.
I had no idea it was even a thing. It was a complete wild guess. You'll know it when you see it. I'm not going to spoil the question or anything. Go check it out. CWT, 7:00. Go subscribe to that channel. The Clash of the Combatants is ongoing.
Right.
It's one of the most intense things I've ever done wrestling trivia wise. I know I've been through some battles with this, but
a little bit. Well, I do want to say this. Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, being the G1 style tournament, it is. Every question of that tournament matters. Every single last one.
It really does. And I will say this: I'm going to say, everybody out there watching right now, remove your hats and say a moment of silence for the friendship of Greg Cherry and Travis. It is over.
We're fine. Okay, it was a gag. We're fine. I am disappointed that he didn't get that. Like, I figured that would be a shoo-in, like a layup for him.
Oh,
but
I mean, like, okay, there's two ways you can go with that, right?
Yeah.
Hardcore Sasha fans know, and by association, their friends who like or dislike Sasha should know what her real first name is. And even if you don't know it's her, Mercedes Martinez is right there. Like,
yeah.
How do you guess gravy out of that? Like, how the hell does that even? Like...
Yeah, it's
terrible.
I don't know, but
terrible.
I understand the Corey Graves thing because, again, as I've covered,
that's your guy. Oh yeah,
on mass on all of our platforms. I have a training session or two with Corey Graves. So, and we did work an indie show or two together. In the past.
And yeah.
So I understand it for that, but
I was waiting for the show. Okay, well, you said if your friendship's over. Okay, so I was waiting for the post game. All right, here we go. We're gonna pick on Travis just a little bit.
No,
and you know what? To T-Fame's credit, he did enter the tournament. He did go out second round, but early on there, I'd say the first half of this game, I was questioning. But of course, Scott, once he got going, much like you in the second half of the game, off the races he went, he was gone. So
you know what the weird thing is? Like when I watched this back when I was editing it, I noticed the score had a very unique pattern to it. Travis got 2 right, then Scott got 5 right. Travis got 2 right, Scott got 5 right.
Yeah,
like that was how the match went.
Right.
It was the weirdest thing ever because like. You see Travis is up 2-0 and it's like, oh, I don't know how this match is going to go.
Did I not say it?
5. And then Travis gets another 2. It's like, oh, it's close again. And then Scott pulls away. You never know what's going to happen on this show.
No. When Travis pulled up 2-0, I said it. He and I are in here in this room watching it on the thing going, oh shit, he's up 2-0. Oh shit. Like exactly what I said. Like, is this it? Like, are we going to have our, I mean, granted, Travis knows his stuff, but you have to consider an upset if you beat Scott. It has to be an upset, even just because of how dominant Scott's been on multiple platforms. So, we talked about this. Scott is now facing Louis Dangor in the semifinals. Yes,
that's correct.
And then Chris Cass is waiting for next week's winner. So it doesn't get easier, kids.
No, it doesn't. And next week, I'm going to plug it right now. Michael Turner, 1-on-1 versus Quizlemanias and Wrestle Talks, Adam Blampier. And the ratings are coming in this show. Yay!
We get the numbers, kids.
Need to call Joey numbers.
Wow. Okay. You should pull that on somebody and see if they remember my thing with throwing Joey seeing besides you.
Hey, you were so happy for me when I pulled Joey numbers.
I was, man. I don't even like Taz, and I like that question. It's like, yes. Reinforced by everything. Again, this is so fun, but I know 5 weeks from now, I'm going to be, biting my freaking nails down the nubs here, trying to figure out how to throw 22 questions at you guys if it becomes 22 with the skips and whatnot. And I've got JB3 enlisted to help me, and I'm going to see if I can enlist other people from this season to help me because, I had a hard time during your 1,000-day run-up because it's just there's so many questions that have been asked so many different ways, so many different times. It's like, what do I do here? And, there's only so much you can do before it becomes a 20-question AEW show. You can't do that, No. But, you've got – and unfortunately, with the network shifting, you can't just like go pick something and study because now you're having to figure out what the hell is on the damn WWE hub on freaking Peacock.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting because by the time the networks moves over, it's like our match is going to be filmed after the Peacock transition because.
Right.
I filmed Turner and Blampier's match and then Chris Cass versus the winner of that match. I filmed both of those.
Right.
I am not filming Scott and Louie till next Thursday.
Oh, wow.
So by then you figure after that, then I have to record the finals and then you got to have your stuff ready probably sooner than a month from now.
Yeah.
Because it's episode 100. Everything's on the line.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm going to have to come up with stuff that I'll either have to go through and watch the other episodes or just, like try to remember what came up and see what I can ask and what I shouldn't ask. Because as you said on last week's post game, there was a repeat tonight by mistake. So I don't want to chance anything with your final because I want your final to be pure. Win, lose, or draw. That's what I want to see. So.
What I can do is I can send you the remaining questions that I have, which is for Louie and Scott and for the finals.
Right.
Because I feel like we'll film after the first semifinal.
Okay.
Likely. Depending on when we can all get together.
Right. Because the first semifinal show is WrestleMania week.
Yeah.
So, as if I'm not busy enough that damn week. I got a freaking trivia thing to post game. Lordy.
Yeah, so that's going to be that. The interesting thing is going to be for as far as coordinating times. Everybody is East Coast or like further east of us because
Right.
Cass is an hour ahead of us,
Right.
and Louis and Adam are both, as of right now, 4 hours, but after Sunday will be 5.
Right.
So that's
but I'm 3 behind, so that's the thing. So
yeah, you're 3 behind. I don't know. Like I'm so nervous about. For me, I'm more worried about scheduling everything than
right.
like the actual trivia match itself. It's like,
Right.
okay, once I know who I'm facing, then I kind of got to get in that mindset. And thankfully, CWT is keeping me fresh in the mind.
That I was just going to say, it's not like the last tournament where you weren't really doing a whole lot on the trivia ups other than coming up with questions you feel would stump you, ergo stump others, which is also helpful, believe it or not, guys. Really, if you're coming up with questions to throw at 2 competitors and you're having to like remember this stuff, like that keeps your mind seasoned. It's really important. So
yeah.
But anyway, I saw a couple of great things from Josh here, and I did want to bring them up. First one says, did they even use match a skip? And that yes, they did. Travis
did.
Yeah,
Travis. I don't think Scott did.
No.
Of course, when he was up as much as he had, you really don't need to at that point.
No.
Skips, and I've brought this up before. Skips, as we saw last week, are very strategically used because
yes,
had Louis not skipped the question that he did, which was the Spotify question, had he not skipped that, we'd be talking about Scott versus Rosa.
Yep.
Like that's how critical that skip was.
Yeah.
But yeah, skips are very strategic. You noticed in the last season that I did, I very rarely used a skip unless I knew I needed it.
Right.
Or it's like I have no freaking clue. Because in the match against Ruben,
yeah,
ECW question, immediate skip.
Right.
Immediate skip. Which was a good skip because Ruben knew that one. So it was very well used.
Yeah. And while you bring up Ruben, I do want to, I haven't talked about it a whole lot here. I do want to thank Ruben. I do want to thank our buddy Chris Sports for coming out and seeing me over at the Wrestling Guy store when I was waiting to see Rob on Saturday. And I feel back, Chris made it the point to take a picture with mask on and everything. Ruben and I just completely forgot. After all the times we talked and the trivia, like we got so much into talking about work that we forgot to take a picture. So next time there's a meet and greet, and hopefully I'll be completely stabbed by then as far as the vaccination goes. I'm 1 down, 1 to go. We can go ahead and get that picture in with no mask on. For fuck's sake, I'm tired of these damn things.
You'll need to let me know when that is because I've heard the second Moderna one knocks you on your ass. So I want to make sure we can the trivia thing before.
I've had the first one and my arm wasn't really sore yesterday, but I made it a point to keep using it. But today I've kind of been, when I haven't been wanting to throw the computer on the lawn, I've been kind of sitting here just kind of breathing. So I'm hurting like a mother. I'm not going to lie. So, and that's the first one. The second one, like you said, it's supposed to, whatever version you get, the Johnson, whatever the second one's supposed to knock you loopy. So hopefully, luckily it's after Mania. So I don't have to worry about that. As far as the trivia, it's it's the day before the second semifinal goes up.
Okay.
So the post game may be a little interesting that week. If I'm still,
I may be flying solo on that second post game.
well, I may be here, but I may not be all here. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Well, you have the immune system of a gnat, so
I do. God, yeah, he's not lying. The boy and I get sick so much. And you know what? It's this the pollen in the air and this stupid ass. I hate stick. Anyway, most important question of the day. So since JM is the West Coast professor, if Greg retains the championship, can we call him the East Coast professor? Well, here's the thing with that, Josh. I was bestowed the nickname Professor Junior. You can't see my quotes because I got mouse here in my face. By Mike Tenay back in 2002. And we decided that Professor Junior just sounded like too dorky. So we evolved it into the West Coast Professor. And that was almost 20 years ago. God, I'm getting too old for this shit. Anyway, based on the fact that it was bestowed upon me, I can sit here right now at 19 minutes to 7 on March 25th, 2021 and say, Greg is by far the East Coast Professor. There you go. There it is. There it is.
I was hoping to call myself the final boss, but I feel like...
well, that's really what it's going to be in a few weeks, no question. But
I mean, I really am.
Yeah. If you know, you know, because, you know, everybody in the damn freaking no DQ group's a gamer except me. So it's okay. Yeah, they're like, Mario. I'm like, work.
I mentioned the other day, speaking of Mario, I need to make another Mario Maker level. It's been so long since I have. I've made like 16 or 18 of them. I need to get back into it and play it some more because I don't know. I like playing Mario Maker. It's been a while since I've done that too. I need to just sit down and game. Like after this whole tournament is over, like I just need something to take my mind off of it.
Right. Yeah, one way or the other. Yeah.
Like more of it, but like I don't think everybody knows how much goes into writing the questions, recording the show, editing the show, making sure we're here for this, promoting the show, which is so hard. I'm so bad at marketing. Guys, if you know anybody who is great at like social media marketing or social media managing that can get these shows out, help a brother out. I'm terrible at it.
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny that you say that. I'll get to my response to that in a minute. Colin says he's more like a Midwest substitute. Hey, you know what, brother? You had one match. It was what it was. You know, you still know your shit, dude. There's no denying how much you know about the business. So
don't let one match like sour everything. Because again, here's the thing. You realize Statboy got shut out, right?
Yeah.
You realize the Hunter Chambliss only got one, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the questions.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's your opponent. Like you just happen to face off against Louis Dangor, who proved to be a wealth of knowledge, even at 20 years old. He knows his stuff. Of course, it's his job. Like he does, like he works for the Wrestle Talk site for a living. So I guess it shouldn't be.
No, it shouldn't be a surprise necessarily.
Yeah. But I mean, Adam works for the site too. Like he does all the lists and stuff, but his like product knowledge may not be as strong as Louis. I don't know. Well, I still think him and Michael Turner is going to be a great match.
For sure.
Michael Turner's even in the chat right now. Michael, feel free to promote your match next week against Adam Blampier.
Yes. So, and you know, if we're talking about, you know, contestants, think about my 4 reigns and how many people I got to 10 with and they really got off the starting line. Like, I mean, really 1, 2, 3 answers to my 10, sometimes 9. Like it really depends what questions are asked. It honestly also, and this is going to sound really like freaking medicinal or whatever, it all depends on how you go in. Like every time I went into a match with anybody, it was this guy could take it all away from me. And he's not going to do that without a fighting chance from me. You know, every single person that beat me, including twice, ripped it from my freaking what's his name, Planet of the Apes cold dead hands. Like it was a struggle because I wouldn't let anybody take that title because I earned that, and I prided myself on the fact that Mike Tenay gave me that title in the first place. So no. Don't mess with the professor, but he did more than once, and God bless him. He's sitting here now, 1,100 days plus, you know. And whoever's out there, be it Michael, be it Louis, be it anybody, I will say a prayer for your sanity post game, because and going into that you're gonna so
yeah. As much as I'm looking forward to the actual championship match, I'm not looking forward to the actual championship match.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, you did a great job of winning the tournament. Oh shit, you got to face me. Oh,
yeah. Yeah. And see, that was the beauty of me and then you and I or whatever, because we knew, okay, we're gonna have the final match of the season, and then we took that hiatus, and we knew first coming back it was gonna be the rematch that was gonna start us off, and then It's so funny. It's gonna sound so arrogant, and I'm not trying to be. Even when David beat me, even when Cass beat me, you've told me yourself you went in knowing, okay, I'm gonna make my stand at the end of this season again, and it's gonna be Jeff. Like no matter if David or Chris keep going, Jeff will get the title back. He always does. So Greg trained himself for a 10-week season, knowing it was gonna be me. And that's the key. He knew who he was up against. All tournament to get 1,000 days, all unknowns for the most. I mean, for the most, there were a couple people we knew, but for the most part, it was people we never seen before. Ruben almost gave us all, mild strokes and hospital visits.
You know what? I am so glad. It was such a bold strategy to I don't know who this Ruben Garcia is, so I'll admit, I Facebook stalked Ruben just to get an idea of what I was dealing with.
Yes.
And the amount of wrestling stuff that I saw, the amount of history posts, because he does those every day. He does the day in history stuff. It's right. I feel like he knows his stuff.
Yeah.
So I knew I could not screw around. It wasn't going to be like a regular match. It's okay, I feel like this guy's going to bring it. I need to be ready like I'm facing a Jeff Meacham, like a Chris Cass, like a Scott Gata. I got to be... No pun intended. I have to be ready for that. So, fortunately for me, it worked out, despite the damn near coronary that I received as a result. But I know for a fact I'm going to have to be ready regardless of who wins this thing.
Right. And Ruben surprised me Saturday because when he finally met up with me, I knew he had the mask on. I knew who he was. We were, fist bump, and I looked down. And, they had those shirts now. They reproduced, the reproductions of the RVD 420 shirt and the original ECW Extreme Championship Wrestling big old logo t-shirts. Oh, that's a pretty cool ECW logo here in the corner of a shirt. Look at the tag, copyright 1999. I went, oh, God.
Original ECW.
Yeah. Yeah. I had my RVD anniversary shirt on. They were like, where's your 420 shirt? I'm like, number one, it's hanging in my closet because there's a slight rip in it that it got at an ECW show before it was bought. For one thing, because you can tell the phony balonies, man. They've got a different tint to them. I'm like, oh, come on, y'all. At least make an effort, Christ. So he is legit. I'm very surprised he lost. I'm very surprised we're not going to see him going forward. It's going to be. Whoever gets through these next 5 weeks, dude, your seat's gonna be hotter than your freaking warm seat in your car. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, because you figure the finals of the quarterfinals, I guess I should say the last match of the quarterfinals, is next week. Then the 2 semifinal matches, then the final match. We're not that far away from episode 100.
I said 5 weeks, man. And like I said. Not to not kayfabe you guys, but we definitely tape in advance because if we do the match the week it goes up or we tape it the week before, I am very likely going to be in knockdown Moderna land somewhere. So we got to get it recorded because you can't have me. No, I can't do that.
My goal is to record the duration of the tournament before WrestleMania.
Okay,
that is my goal because. I only have 2 matches to record. I got Scott and Louie, and then the winner of Chris versus Michael, Adam, whoever wins that against the winner of Louie and Scott. So whoever wins that, I'm going to immediately go to them and be like, okay, when are you free? You need to let me know.
Right.
For scheduling purposes, I hope it's Scott.
I mean, honestly,
purposes, I hope Scott wins. Just because it's not that much of a difference. We can work together for that. If it's Louie, it's Louie, and
we'll figure it out.
Oh my gosh. The scheduling part of it's the one that worries me. And it's I'm so glad we're going to take 2-3 months off from doing the tournament because I was so glad that I did all the first round matches ahead of time.
Right.
But now that we're getting down to the wire, it's oh crap, I don't have that much time to get everything together.
And honestly, I'm okay with it being on me that we have to get it done. Not necessarily because WrestleMania, but because I'm going to get my shot in 4 weeks. Oh, wait, no, it's 4 weeks. So 21st. So between now and the 21st of April.
Yeah, regardless.
Yeah. Either way, I don't want to be sitting here going during the finals. That's not why I'm here. So definitely.
I said the winner of Cass, Adam, and Michael. I'm not writing anybody out. Yes,
no.
John.
No.
Pay attention, brother. Pay attention. I said the winner of Cass, Adam, and Michael, or whatever I said. I said all three of them because I don't know which one. Well, I know.
Yeah, all we know right now is in 2 weeks, it's going to be Scott and Louie. That much we know. And that'll be April 1st, right? No.
Well, in 3 weeks.
Okay, wait a minute. Today's quarterfinal. Oh, no. Next week's last quarterfinal match. Okay.
Yeah, next week is
quarterfinals. Okay.
Adam and Michael.
Okay.
The week after that is actually going to be Cass versus the winner of Adam and Michael.
Oh, okay. And then the last one, WrestleMania week, is going to be okay.
Because I'm airing these in the order that I'm recording them. So
right.
Whoever wins Adam and Michael, no rest for the weary. You gotta go against Chris Cass. Have fun. But then you got Scott and Louie, and then they got to turn around and they got to have a match against Chris Cass, Adam Blampier, or Michael Turner the following week.
Right.
And then whoever wins that gets to face me. So I'm surprised their heads aren't exploding like mine is, because
for real,
like, they got to get all that, and then they get the shot at this.
Yeah,
it's wow.
Definitely down to the wire. Usually I would go in here and throw the video up or throw the plugs up. I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. Full disclosure, I'm on my phone right now because my computer is acting like it belongs in a freaking special ed classroom half the damn time. I don't know what the hell's I'm gonna do with it. So didn't get to record Rewind, the Hardys battle at WrestleMania 25. That's on me. Also didn't get to do the simulcast anniversary for tomorrow because JD wanted to do that live. It's like, dude, I don't trust live for one thing. And trying to get it done today didn't happen because of the computer issue. So I will work on that this weekend. Hopefully we'll get something figured out with the connection in here, something. I don't know what's happening, but I do encourage you guys to tune in next week, right here in this time slot, the final quarterfinal, the last quarterfinal match of the tournament, and then our post game. And don't forget, Wednesday is the Greg Cherry Show at 1 p.m. Eastern to preview all that, because that's what we start off with, the Greg Cherry Show. We talk about exactly what you're in for the next day.
Yeah, and I do want to bring this up, since the Bump finals are actually taking place prior to the Greg Cherry Show.
Oh, yeah.
Next week on the Greg Cherry Show, I'm making the special announcement right now. We have Stump the Bump competitor K-Zone on the Greg Cherry Show next week. So we've been in contact. We friended each other on Twitter and Facebook and all that stuff.
Cool.
We're going to go. K-Zone will be on the show, and he was very impressive. I think he kind of got the raw end of the deal with the questions in his round.
Yeah.
That is what it is. I mean, a couple of the questions were tough. I only knew the one question because we've had it on WTC before. So that's why I knew it.
Exactly.
And that's another great thing about this show. It's like, hey, listen, I know that because I've had that question before.
Right.
I don't have to bring it up to them, but
nope.
Yeah, K-Zone will be on the show next week. He was actually supposed to be on this week, but I was blanking out.
It's like we talked about before when you didn't get picked for the Bump. It's okay. Now it's about bragging rights, because if Scott does indeed become the new WWE Trivia Champion next week, then if he gets to our finals, dude, like, we need to find a way to market the bejeebus out of that. Whether you win or not, I'm not trying to, take sides or whatever. That will be something, because everybody in our circle within the No DQ Greg Cherry brand, Jimmy Trevor family, has all had a minor gripe with Vince about various things over the years. So if we can take his trivia champion and go, ha, perfect.
Which is funny, because on this show, I've beat Scott before. So
right. Yeah. So you do have the win against him on our format. He has a win against you in a different format.
And I have a second one against him on that format.
Well, there you go. So, yeah, it's really okay. You have him beat twice on different shows. He's yet to beat you in on this format, and I don't know the full WWE format, so we'll see what happens. But I'd be curious to see how he does, because he's got, not only does he have more airtime under him, he's got more confidence under him now than he did before. So
we're getting close to the 7 o'clock hour. Go check out, I want to let you guys know, go check out Combat Wrestling Trivia. My match will air. I'm not sure if it's the first or second match. It might be the second match. But go check out that stream. Go subscribe to Combat Wrestling Trivia. Go check that out. My match is tonight against Jordan Owens. And that's another completely different format from Wrestling Trivia. This is just like a standard 20 questions, 10 seconds to answer. That is a completely different format with multiple different facets. Yep. I think you guys will be entertained by it. Go subscribe to that. Go check it out. That match is airing in a few minutes. Next week, Adam Blampier, Michael Turner on Wrestling Trivia Challenge. And I'm rushing through this just because I want to make sure you guys go check that out. So go check that out. Go check out the No DQ review at 8 o'clock. For the West Coast Professor, the 4-time WTC champion, Jeff Meacham, I'm, of course, the reigning Wrestling Trivia Challenge champion, Greg Cherry. And we will see you next week on the Greg Cherry Show. And, of course, right here on the Wrestling Trivia Challenge.